Hello Electroheads! Today we're coming at you with big shocking news about a big shocking car. There is a new all-electric Supertruck in town. And it's a Hummer. Remember Hummer? Of course you do. They're famous for their rugged military vehicles, loved equally by the US Army and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Of course, they're also known for their absurdly large, extremely cheesy road cars, loved equally by rappers in the 2000s and 16-year-olds on their way to prom. But we think the new electric Hummer is seriously exciting for two reasons. Number one, it looks like being a serious contender for the likes of the Tesla Cybertruck, Bollinger B2 and Rivian RT1, and that is a four-way battle we cannot wait to see. Number two, the Hummer has always been synonymous with unapologetic, all-American gas guzzling. The fact that General Motors is now converting it to an EV brand is a huge statement of intent. General Motors is one of the companies that created America's fixation with huge, powerful, gas-guzzling trucks, and now it's going to try and tempt its customers away from them using huge, powerful electric trucks. Here's what you need to know about it. The new Hummer maintains the brash, in-your-face aesthetic of previous models. It's still boxy, and it's still got that outrageous grille, which now features a light bar. In other words, it's still a giant middle finger on wheels, just like a Hummer should be. And if you don't believe me, just go ahead and watch this clip from the launch video. Look, I don't care who you are. You could be a sandal-wearing, yoga-loving, plant-based hippie called Saturn. You f***ing want one of those, and you f***ing know it. And now you can have one guilt-free. Actually, I just need to talk a little bit more about this launch video before we get into the specs of the car, because well done, GM. Well done. You've hyped me. I want this video played at my funeral. I will jump out that coffin and do the worm down the aisle. We open on a CGI journey through the solar system, narrated by, oh, just a little someone called LeBron James, the human embodiment of the word power. We then fly back down to Earth, where we find the electric Hummer bombing across the desert to the soundtrack of Led Zeppelin. I watched this video for the first time this morning. Since then, I've watched it 700 times. And every time I do, I just want to down a gallon of Red Bull and fight someone. And then the video settles down a bit so that a new narrator can take us through the specs and details of the new Hummer, and this is the craziest part of the video. Here are some things that Hummer customers can look forward to when their new car arrives in autumn 2021. It has almost 1,000 horsepower. It's got 11,500 foot-pounds of torque, which is enough to tow, I don't know, the moon? It can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 3 seconds, which is supercar speed. And best of all, it's got 350 miles of range. And the battery is built for super fast charging, up to 350 kilowatts, meaning you can get 100 miles of range in 10 minutes. And it gets better. It's got rear wheel steering to help it be more agile through tight corners. That's usually something reserved for high-end sports cars. And that alone would be pretty cool, but the Hummer has a party trick. It can steer all 4 wheels in the same direction and crab walk. You can drive your Hummer sideways. Well, diagonally. The air suspension is insanely customizable. If you put your Hummer into sport mode, which is actually called Watts to Freedom, it lowers the Hummer by 2 inches. Alternatively, if you find yourself in a tricky situation, say while off-roading, you can put the car into extract mode, where it raises the suspension height by 6 inches, allowing you to drive over boulders, rocks, people who you don't like, their cars, whatever you want really. And while you're doing your extreme off-roading, you have 18 inbuilt cameras to choose from to look under the car, under the front, the side, any angle you can imagine. Now, external cameras on a car are nothing new, but 18? That might be too many. Guys, I know we're stuck in a ravine and water's flooding into the car, but can you just be quiet for a second? I'm trying to choose which camera to use to get us out of here. Another feature I love on the Hummer, it's got a T-top, baby. Oh yes, the roof comes off in 4 separate glass panels, meaning if you want, you can just remove the roof for the front seats or just for the rear right-hand seat if you want to. Why would you want to do that? Lots of reasons, like, Oh, okay, here's one. You're driving your kids home from school in the rain and one of them is giving you back chat. Guess what? They just lost their roof privileges. Now, as cool as the new electric Hummer looks, it's worth remembering it's going to be up against stiff competition. The Tesla Cybertruck in particular will probably be the one to beat based on the insane amount of pre-orders it's had. Now, the Cybertruck isn't for everyone. I personally think it looks like a big doorstop, but it has 500 miles of range and comes with all those Tesla perks we know and love, like autopilot and the supercharger network. The Hummer has less range and looks to have a smaller flatbed and less storage capacity. And I'm sure its Super Cruise driver assist feature will be smart, but it probably won't be Tesla smart. But you know what? I know which one I'd have. I am genuinely taken by this new Hummer, and not just because of its impressive spec sheet and wonderfully obnoxious styling, but because of what it represents. The Hummer isn't as ubiquitous in the US as a Ford F-150 or a Chevy Silverado, but it is undeniably an American icon, and it's the first American icon to go electric. Maybe I'm getting overexcited here, but this feels like a really significant moment, like a really significant car, and that's kind of why I want one. Plus, it's built by GM instead of Tesla, which means if you order one, you might actually get it on time, in the right color, without any panels hanging off. Look, I'm sorry Tesla fans, I promise I'm not just annoying you on purpose now, but the build quality is a turn-off for me. Now, the top line model of the Hummer, the one that comes out first, the one that we've been talking about in this video, will cost you $112,000 before any extras. Not cheap. Eventually there will be a base model coming in at around $80,000, and we're not going to see that until the year 2024, so start saving. So there we have it, the electric Hummer. Not something I ever thought I would say. Let us know in the comments, what do you make of the new electric Hummer, and which of the upcoming electric super trucks are you the most excited for? Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you soon.